Roy Smith is our corn and soybean market analyst this week. Futures prices for both commodities started the week quietly Monday after the USDA's August crop report provided ample movement last week. The latest progress report indicates the condition of corn across the country declined only slightly and the shape of soybeans was unchanged. We started our interview with Roy Wednesday afternoon by asking for an update on crops in his area of Cass County, Nebraska.
Well, we've had a lot of rain, not just all summer, but the last week. We've had 5-6 inches of rain here in eastern Cass County. So we're at the point where more rain isn't necessarily good, especially considering runoff that we've seen from the Papio and Omaha and other places. So, but having said that, we really haven't had any specific amount of time where the crop has been hurting for moisture. And you know, I think that bodes well for yields. We don't very often get that here in non-irrigated Cass County.
How did you react after last week's August crop report?
Well, how did I react? My reaction was, who cares? First of all, one of my rules of marketing is never carry unpriced grain past the 1st of July. And in fact, we had almost a month this year past the 1st of July before the bottom fell out. So my theory is, if you have anything that's not sold the 1st of July, sell it the next day and get rid of it, get it priced, get it out of the way, because you're going to need that space for this fall. Now, having said that, you can't say always or never, but the odds are so good of prices going down after the 1st of July, and they certainly this year went up sharply and then turned around and went right back down. And some people got a chance to do some forward pricing, but a lot of people are still sitting on grain that is going to have to go before harvest. So that's my reaction. I guess I'd say, who cares about these reports? Mm-hmm. Because you need to look at what's going on in your own farm and what your production's going to be and so forth.
What about for new crop, though, as far as when the next opportunity might be to price some additional sales?
If you look at the long-term seasonal price trends, first of all, for soybeans, we're taping this in the middle of the week, and that is kind of a turn day in terms of where the prices might go. We've seen the soybean price drop back $1.20 more or less in the last month, and so you know, if you look now, what are the odds of the market doing something different? The odds of the market doing something different are pretty good. You know, between now and the 4th of September on the long-term charts, we normally see a little bit of a rally. If that happens this year, and I think there's a good chance it will, that's when you need to sell an increment of new crop beans. And then normally what you see is the what I call the frost scare rally kind of goes away and the price goes down, and you see the harvest low around the 2nd of October. And so you want to try not to sell that. You know, one of my rules of thumb is always sell something the day before the September crop report. Well, September crop report comes out 9th or 10th of September. If you want to get something sold, get it sold before that. Odds are very good that after that it's going to go down.
I'm going to challenge you a bit here, right?
Okay.
So if the USDA would make adjustments, and you said you don't really pay attention to these reports, but if they would make adjustments, it would come in that September crop report. Do you find any risk there?
Well, certainly there's a little bit of a risk, and that is that you're going to be completely wrong. Mm-hmm. It doesn't happen very often, but I guess I'd say if the USDA comes back and finds out that they've left out some disaster that they didn't know about or that they didn't include in their calculations, and chances are pretty good that the prices will go up. However, having said that, I think the odds are good that they won't go up until after harvest is over and we see what's really out there. And so we have this frost scare rally coming up in the next let's say 2 weeks that I say is a good opportunity to sell. Avoid selling on the September crop report, and then start counting your days for the dead cat bounce, because I think, you know, there's a good chance this year the dead cat bounce is going to be really good. And why do I say that? Because the basis on nearby old crop beans has held together really good all the way through this washout that we've had in the last month or so. So, you know, kind of look at that and say, well, I don't want to hold all my crop for then, but I'm going to hold some of it in storage and going to sell some.
Go a little further on that and where basis is both on soybeans and in corn.
It's soybean basis is really kind of an interesting picture, because we see the old crop basis is really good here in Cass County, but only for a short time until some new crop beans come on. Once we get there, then the basis has gone from like 2 or 3 cents under November futures to 70 cents under November futures. Yeah, and grind your teeth on that, because that's not a happy thought. Corn basis has for quite a while been running around 30 under December futures, and that hasn't varied very much, but the December corn futures have been a little stronger than the November soybean futures for the last month or so. So, you know, not all is lost, but be making some plans for generating cash flow, because long term, going clear out into 2016, you know, there isn't very much optimism unless we see some improved demand from China or India or somewhere. I don't know where, but that's what's going to be our salvation if we have any good outlook at all.